Hi Molly, my name is Allison Maud Jansen. I prefer going by Allie though, but you can call me Allison as well. As I said, my middle name is Maud, and I got my middle name from my great grandma. Her name was Maud, so that's how I got that name. I grew up in Grundy Center, Iowa. It is about 30 minutes south of Cedar Falls, where UNI is, and only about an hour and 15 minutes away from Ames. I in my community, there's only about 2,500 people, so I grew up in a very small community and school district. I graduated with only 40 kids in my class, so I'm really used to a small environment. So coming to Iowa State freshman year was definitely a challenge getting used to such a big environment when I'm only grown up in such a small area. My K through 12 math story is actually very interesting. Growing up in elementary, I was always ahead of everyone else in my class. The teachers were always trying to find out, well, how can we challenge her even more? Things like that. The principal even told my mom that she thought when I would graduate high school, I would definitely go on to do something with math, which is kind of funny. In middle school, I was still kind of on top of my class. As a middle schooler, we took a test where you could either stay at middle school math or you could move on to high school math. So in seventh grade, I was with a bunch of other kids in my grade in algebra. After that, kind of started to struggle a little bit with pre-calculus and calculus. I took those in high school because I kept going further on since I started earlier than everyone else. And so I really started thinking that I wish I would have just stayed on track because I think I just moved too soon with that. But from kindergarten to middle school, I was great with math. I wasn't terrible when I got to high school. It's just, like I said, I wish I would have taken the time and just stayed with middle school math and moved up. Whereas I think I tried moving too far ahead. So I started struggling when it came to calculus, and that kind of stuff. Um, at home, there's a lot of things, especially when I was in elementary, that my parents used to work with me on. They were always giving me those time test sheets where you had your minute to fill out your sheets. So they would make up problems and I would fill them out. They would give me a minute and time me. They also would work with me on story problems because those are what I started struggling with is when it got to the long story problems and multiple ways or ways to solve it or multiple steps I had to take this to solve the problem. That's when I started really kind of not struggling, but it started getting harder for me. So that's what my parents would do. They would give me story problems and have me answer it. And we just worked a lot on math, and that was the subject that I really worked the most on with my parents at home. And I definitely think that really helped me. Just like I said earlier, it really helped me. I was ahead and everybody in my class in elementary. So doing all the time tests and the story problems and things that I just wasn't as good at definitely helped that my parents worked with me with that. My least favorite math topic, I think I liked everything in elementary, but like I said, when it came to putting in variables and algebra with all the different letters, that's just when I started getting confused. I really liked my favorite is just teaching kids how to do simple math facts because that's what you use for the rest of your career with doing math. So that is my favorite experience with math. So some things that are important to me in my life right now that don't include math are my family, my friends, my roommates. I love spending time with family and friends. They're definitely what I base a lot of my decisions off of, especially my mom and dad. Outside of classwork, what I like to do in my free time, I like to play sports, work out, be active. I like to attend the Iowa State basketball and football games. I like to be with my friends, pretty much doing whatever as long as I'm with my friends. What I value the most is my Christian faith. I'm very big into my church. Back home is same with here at college. And I really value my family and friends. So that's my background story.